Here we go.
Cut the fix up with some Xbox babies, put the switch up. See me gearing up for war, don't get it mixed up. I come in peace, kid. I'm bringing commentary and the new releases. I put them hours in to get prepared now. We play on expert level, don't be scared now. I'ma destroy you when I'm forced, I can tear it down. If you ain't tuned into the channel, keep your head down. Cut the fix up with some Xbox babies, put the switch up. See me gearing up for war, don't get it mixed up. I come in peace, kid. I'm bringing commentary and the new releases. I put them hours in to get prepared now. We play on expert level, don't be scared now. I'ma destroy you when I'm forced, I can tear it down. If you ain't tuned into the channel, keep your head down.
Hello, welcome to The Fix. You're here with your man, Infinite Umbra, and Crusader. We're joined by two great guests tonight. Also, Danny won't be here with us tonight. He is out of town. I won't give much more away than that to leave it up to him to tell you guys, or not tell you guys when he returns. So let's start with our guests tonight. We have Hargeet Chani. Oh, thank you, Stilo. Let me turn my volume up. Give me 1 second, guys, before anyone goes. Yeah, I wonder, is there a way to properly set this PC where it stays, where it should stay at? Every time it resets. I should sound much more louder now, Stilo. You hear it? Okay. So, yes, we are joined here by excellent guests tonight. Ninja Gaiden is also my Agree Nerds. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you all for coming through. Let's start with our guest, Hargeet Chani, the man with the million gifts. I don't know. I'm trying to channel Rand here. Hargeet, brother, thanks for joining us, man. It's been a little while. You know, we haven't had a good chance to talk too much lately. But great to have you again back on the show. Tell the good folks what you've been up to, what you've been playing, watching, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I just finished Keeper. I've been playing some other puzzle games. Just bought the upgrade to Outer Worlds 2, so I'll be able to play that tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be good. I like Obsidian type games, so I liked Outer Worlds 1. I'm hoping Outer Worlds 2 will be fun for me. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been playing.
Nice. I had heard some people are already playing Outer Worlds. I guess they obviously have, keys, and I'm hearing a lot of good positives, man. I think well, we got that, I'm sure, in the news roundup as well, as far as its score. So we can get to it when we get to that. But I'm hearing some good things. I heard something along the lines of it gave off vibes of Mass Effect. That's what I heard. And
yeah, I think it's 82-ish, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
On OpenCritic.
I think so.
As did Ninja Gaiden 4 also got an 82. So
I was almost
releases, 80s are good, right?
I was almost on the money for it too. Somebody asked, "What do you think the Ninja Gaiden would rate?" I put 84, and part of that reasoning is I know how reviewers tend to do Xbox games. But 82 is excellent, and Microsoft has had a steady flow of 80 or close to 80, scoring games. So they've been a great year.
Yeah, I mean, I think Keeper also was an 82.
Yeah. Keeper was.
So
I enjoyed Keeper as well. I think it. Once someone else put their review in, I think it dropped to 79, maybe. Keeper.
82
I'm
on
looking at
OpenCritic.
OpenCritic.
All three are at 82 on OpenCritic right now. I have the page open.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Metacritic might be a little weirder because it doesn't aggregate everything, and OpenCritic's always slower to
to update.
Yeah, because they have to grab all of the different sites and aggregate them all together, so the website does not always update very quickly.
Got you. Okay, cool. Well, 82 across the board. Look at that. So that's perfect. That's beautiful. Yeah, but any other thing you've been playing, or do you want to keep that until we get to the topics at hand, Hargeet?
Sorry, I was just looking for the unmute. No, I think that's pretty much all I've been playing. I did get the ROG Xbox Ally X, so I've been playing around with that.
A Ragoon.
And very cool as far as what they're trying to do with it. I have a few comments as far as or I guess suggestions to Xbox as to things they could fix. But outside of that, like the device itself, the device itself is really good. It's actually very well done. The gameplay is pretty good. So overall, pretty fun. I took that same interface and I've added it to my desktop. So now I have the ability to run the full screen mode on my my big computer, like the PC that's under my TV. So pretty cool. I'm liking it. It's a journey though. There are some quirks, but they're kind of there. It's I can see the vision. I can see where it's going.
Okay, well that's a beautiful thing. I know that, the whole division about this. That's not an Xbox. It's a PC. It's a PC. Shout out to FAMAS, the haters of Xbox. Not to be confused with the
unironically.
Yeah. But yeah, that whole thing about it's not a PC, it's not an Xbox, it's a PC, and et cetera, et cetera. But I'm glad to see people who actually have it are loving it, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm still with the old Z1 Extreme for now.
Sells it.
Yeah. So money well spent in your opinion?
Well, I don't necessarily care about the cost because you know me, but I bought it just to see what they're doing with it. I just want to see what the journey is going to be like, right? So to me, yes, and I've actually used it. Normally, I have no need for these because I don't travel much. But what I end up doing is my nephew will come in and want to watch his cartoony things on my TV. I'm like, well, now I can't play anything. But now I can. I have this thing in my hand, and whether it's just remote playing from the Xbox where I got the game already running, or it's native, I can just continue playing while he's watching his, whatever fun things he likes with Paw Patrol and all that.
Nice.
So,
yeah, he kicked you off your big screen, 85-inch. I'm like, get back to your 7-inch.
I love having him with me, so it's fun.
Yeah, hey,
they're adorable.
The things we do for family, right?
Yes,
absolutely. That's good, man. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I know a few other folks, some in the chat, in fact, who also got their hands on it. Who got their hands on Nerds and Soil Tech being two of them, who actually are part of the Xbox ROG. Or ROG Xbox, if you will, ally family. So, yeah, man. Yep. I was tempted. I'll be honest. I was tempted, but I feel like I would just go for the higher end of everything and get a PC, a laptop, should I say? I think I might just get a laptop just for my needs and keep. I still got the Z1, and I might sell that to someone. I don't know, but yeah, I'll see.
I ended up selling mine. I had the original ROG.
Yeah.
So I ended up just selling it on eBay.
Okay.
Got I don't know, 300 something for it. I'm like, yeah, that's good enough.
Oh, hey, that's not bad. Yeah, maybe I may have to go to eBay then. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anywho, let's move forward to our second guest of the night, and that would be DotZ. DotZ, man, welcome back, brother. Thank you for joining us. DotZ RTS, if you guys are unaware, was with us before. DotZ, brother, you had another name that you had told me that we can call you, I believe. And
it was DotZ RS is the typical, but DotZ RTS is a little bit more of the social media name I go by.
Okay.
You can also just call them DotZ.
DotZ is fine. Okay.
That's the typical.
Okay. So DotZ, guys, if you're not aware, was with us before. I forgot which episode that was, but it wasn't that long ago. But yeah. Yeah, man. Thanks for joining us again. What have you been up to? Tell the good folks what you've been up to, playing, etc., and what you've watching, whatever it is that you've been doing.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me again. Always a pleasure. And yeah, honestly, recently without getting too much into yapping about it, but I've still been on kind of a Warhammer kick. I just got all the classes maxed out in Space Marine 2, and so I'm kind of finally
nice.
able to take a break from that game until they do another content drop update, which I think is coming in a month or so. So now that I'm free from that prison, I've just been kind of looking at my library and being like, what do I want to pick up next? And a friend gave me a free Steam code for Demon Ex Machina, which is like apparently it's kind of an Armor Core-esque game.
Yeah.
So I was gonna potentially dive into that.
It looks pretty good, actually. It's very anime-esque in style, but it looks pretty good.
It's funny because like the first game it has a lot of great reviews, and that's the one he gave me. But then the second game apparently came out very recently, and it's mixed because apparently you're not in a giant mech; you're in kind of like an Anthem style power suit, and apparently just the game is so much more inferior than the first one, according to at least the reviews. So I'm glad I got the first one at least.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. But so how much time did you put into the Warhammer game, Warhammer Space Marine 2, if you had to unlock all of that? Because I think the last time we spoke, you were still playing it.
Well, it says my total playtime in Space Marine 2 is 450 hours.
Yeah. You were on it the last time, if I'm not mistaken. So you were dedicated. I've done that. I mean, I know how that is. And it's the thing is, I feel like I don't have the luxury right now because we have had so many game releases this year and like games we could not miss, right? Or else we just missed the zeitgeist, right? And so I had to keep moving and jumping on new experiences. So I also got through Keeper as well, Hargeet. And well, I mean, we'll get to it when we get to that subject, of course, and we can speak on it. But yeah, and I'm on Ninja Gaiden, as you all can see on the screen here. But that's cool, man. But you don't feel like, let me ask you don't feel anything about FOMO, like with all these releases and anything like that? And if you stuck to one game, or
I have lived. Me and Crusader have lived in FOMO with fucking Destiny 2.
I'm pulling up our times played in Destiny actually as we speak. Inconsequentially.
Steam says I have 2,600 hours.
Goodness.
But
you have 2,791 hours and 21 minutes in Destiny.
My goodness.
I'm getting mine right now. I think mine's a little higher.
Destiny 2 or
Destiny
both
2.
games? Okay,
no, that's Destiny 2. I have 3,100 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. Honestly, and like.
Oh no, that is across both games.
Okay. But no. Well, that doesn't sound right then, because it says on Steam I have 2,600 hours. But
I think the API thing only counts after you've gotten past the start menu, and that built up over time. Considering there were times where it would take us hours to lock in.
Right, but that
Steam
still doesn't.
And Steam does count that.
But
time.
You said I only had 2,700 hours. That doesn't sound right. That I would only have 100 hours in Destiny 1. That doesn't sound right.
So like, there's probably genuinely a couple hundred hours that Steam is counting that the API is not, because of time where you haven't picked a character yet.
Oh,
because the API only starts tracking after you pick a character.
Okay.
So think of all the times we sat in queues.
Well,
right. Okay.
Either way, that's a lot of hours.
We have lived FOMO with our Destiny 2 careers, and like I said last episode I was on, is like, after the big old Final Shape DLC, that I stopped caring about FOMO. Yep. I didn't care about finishing the season pass up to level 200. I did the story stuff for all three of the little post story season credit stuff and whatnot, and then the new like episode or whatever came out after that. I was like, I'm done. I have no passion for this anymore. I don't care about the FOMO anymore. But I would say that is the one game that I did at one point care about the FOMO, and I was kind of locked into it. And now it just doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, like I was going to say, just for me,
one game.
Yeah, that's a lot of time to stick with one game, because like I said, there's so many other games out there to play, especially this year. It's just tough to.
The majority of that was COVID for both of us.
Okay.
Yeah, we would get off work and we would both hop on and we would go to sleep and we would then wake up the next day, go to work, and then we would both hop on.
Yeah, I mean, and because I worked at UPS at the time, so I actually was still going into work, unlike a lot of other people, because we were an essential job. So
I see. Yeah, man. Well, hey, here to you guys' dedication. Anything else you have been watching or anything like that, brother, or it's just really been straight to Warhammer?
Well, I mean, yeah, it is kind of into Warhammer.
Talk about Retold, because you were the first player on True Achievements to get all the achievements.
Oh, right.
Remember?
Yeah, you're right. So, the Age of Mythology came out with their second faction DLC. So the first one was they had the Chinese Pantheon, and now they added the Japanese Pantheon. And the day that came out, I did the campaign. And I got all the achievements. They weren't really hard to get, but Crusader was like, "Hey, make sure you put that in True Achievements." And I was like,
"Yeah,
okay." And I looked, and it was like, "Oh, there's like only 8 people, but I'm not showing up." And Crusader's like, "You have to sync your account in again." I was like, "Oh, I forgot about that." I hit the button, and then it put my name at the top of the list. So apparently, I was the first person ever to, with that DLC at least. 100% Age of Mythology Retold.
Nice. Didn't you get a diamond? Did you get a diamond? You have to get a diamond, I'm guessing, right? Yeah.
I think so. I'll check it. I'll check to make sure it's still like that. It was like that for like 2 or 3 days.
So I obviously I play it on PC, but I do have my Xbox account linked to it. So every time I log into Age of Mythology on my PC, it links my Xbox, and then I'll actually get the actual Xbox achievements too, which is nice.
Nothing beats the Xbox achievements for me.
Truly,
I've played other platforms, and nothing touches it. And that's one thing that Microsoft has a chokehold on me for. That said, let's move forward a bit because we do have some things to speak on with. And Crusader, my good brother, panelist of the show. Tell the good folks what you've been up to, brother. What have you been playing, watching, etc.?
I have played a single game since the last time we had a show, which has been a few weeks now. And that has been the Minecraft mod pack, Greg Tech New Horizons, with my friends. We made it to the moon yesterday.
Oh, man. Men on the moon.
We made it. We built the tier 1 rocket, and we made it to the moon.
Are you
For
saying,
context, there are 9 tiers of rockets, and we just made the first tier.
I was going to say, are you saying that you guys are rocket men?
We are rocket men. Rocket men. We are burning up that fuse up here alone.
Okay, so I'm glad you caught the reference. That's dope, man. So
yeah,
I've never really gotten into Minecraft like that. The most I got into, like a friend, like I said, his son was playing it and just, here, play this. And we flew in the air a little bit, and he went underground and started chopping up like the scenery.
Sure.
I don't know what the heck is going on. But yeah, that's cool. I've seen some crazy creations in that world, man.
Maybe once we move to what's called the personal dimension, it's basically a like super flat, almost looks like a creative world, but we're not in creative.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like super flat, no mob spawn, and it's supposed to be like the perfect place for you to set up your automations and things like that, because this is a very set up production lines to refine resources into new machines to create new types of machines, and kind of like Factorio or games like that. Maybe at some point, once we move over there and we actually start building our permanent base there, I'll either get a bunch of screenshots or I'll record some video, or maybe we'll do a base tour or something on like a special episode.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Definitely. Go for it. But yeah, so you've been on that. That was you on that last time we talked. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on it for the next while. I'll be playing some. I'm gonna start playing other games again.
Yeah.
But I am gonna be you're gonna be hearing me talk about this on and off for the next many months.
Oh wow. Hey, listen.
It is. We are still in like the first third of the pack.
I'm seeing why you constantly have to post those tweets about your backlog, because you are your own worst enemy.
I am my own worst enemy, and this is like the third time I have started this mod pack.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, listen, play what you love. I will always say, but
it is truly it is. I truly think that this is the most fun that Minecraft can be.
wow. Okay,
So.
hey, listen, I'm glad you like it. I love it. But so let's move forward. For myself, I had been playing a bunch of different games. The most recent has been, I don't know if you guys had heard of it. It's called Dispatch.
Yes.
Yeah, so I picked it up. It's a return from the creators, I believe, behind the Telltale Games and such series of
Aaron Paul's in it, right?
Aaron Paul is in it, and
Critical's in it.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Critical.
Critical,
Charlie on
Jacksepticeye.
yeah.
Oh, Moist Critical. You're talking about?
Yeah,
Okay.
Moist Critical.
Yeah.
Also, two is I've heard Laura Bailey, but I didn't see her name mentioned in the credits. But there's also Jeffrey Wright, great actor, so he's in it as well. So I was actually surprised to see some of the talent they had in this. But that said, it's very well voice acted. I'm loving the visuals. I think you'll like it, Zach, if you give it a chance, Zach Riley.
Laura Bailey is Invisigal.
Oh, okay, that's who she is. Okay, got you. I was thinking of blonde Blazer, I think her name is. That's somebody else named Yvette something. But
Aaron Yvette.
Aaron, yeah, okay, there we go. So, but yeah, no, great voice acting all the way through. It's a very interesting premise. You play as the character that's voiced by Aaron Paul, who was named Mecha Man, and basically he comes from a long line of heroes in using that moniker. So it's a legacy. He's a legacy character in that way. And I'll leave it at that. But it is really cool. So far, 2 episodes, and then the next week, 2 more episodes drop, and so on and so forth until they get all 8 episodes out. Very well worth it. I would highly recommend getting it. I'm even tempted to, once maybe all episodes are out, play through it like in a live stream or something like that or something. I don't know. But I'm really enjoying it. I would highly recommend it. Really well done. Great animation. Also, too, if you all do get it, put it on interactive mode. So it's in the same vein of Telltale Games, except with interactive mode, you take part in the action a bit more, right? It's less the game just playing itself. They have an option for cinematic and interactive. You want to choose interactive to be a part of the action when you can. Just a really good game so far. Really enjoying it and hoping to see where it goes story-wise. But that said, the other games I played we'll talk about in a moment. Let's move to the news roundup. Crusader.
So we're going to start with some of the stuff from the past couple weeks that we've missed. The very first thing I wanted to point out was as of October 16th, Battlefield 6 sold over 7 million copies, making it the best-selling Battlefield game of all time.
Crazy.
And making it EA's best-selling game of the year outside of the football, soccer game.
You know, I expected a return to form for them with Vince Zampella at the helm, but I didn't even expect that crazy reception.
And they have,
crazy.
I think, like 3 new maps coming out before the end of the year.
Nice.
And all of them are new. None of those are returning. The only returning map in the game was Firestorm, Operation Firestorm.
Are we thinking this is the Call of Duty killer right here? Is that?
No. I'm thinking that it's actually going to put pressure on Call of Duty, but Call of Duty is still going to sell 1 trillion copies this year.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you guys are interested in? Well, I would ask you, Dots, but you played. You're not moving to any other game anytime soon. Hargeet, you interested in Battlefield 6?
Unfortunately, the campaign is very short, and I don't play the multiplayer, so it's just not worth $70.
You're like me.
So I will.
See, you like
yeah,
me.
I'll wait.
Yeah.
I'll wait for Game Pass. It'll be in Game Pass at some point, right? So
that's true. We'll with EA Play. You know, but I'm the same way, man. I'm the same thing with COD actually for me. I'm not into the Twitch style shooting and trying to compete with these guys with that. I'm like, just give me the campaign and get out of my way after that.
Exactly, right.
So,
I'm more excited for the 4-player co-op for COD.
I am too.
Cool.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah,
So,
I unironically am too.
nice. What else
I gotta
did we?
keep to my promise. I'm not getting another Call of Duty. I'm keeping to my promise. I
You-
gotta.
Are you signed up to Game Pass Dots or?
No, I'm not. And I do actually want to get Battlefield, but I don't want to spend the money like a full price. I've been pretty consistent of getting Battlefield games when they go on that super discount, usually after 6 months to a year after they come out. But I mean, I play with the big group of me and Crusaders friends when we do play.
Yeah.
So I do actually enjoy Battlefield, but I'm still on the. I haven't played a Call of Duty game since Ghosts, and I've been pretty keeping to that since then. So
Listen, I didn't like Ghost's story. I hated it. In fact,
I also thought Ghost was awful.
yeah.
That was also when
Black
I fell off
Ops.
the
Black
bandwagon.
Ops 2 is my favorite COD game ever. Still probably one of my favorite shooter games, other next to Titanfall.
You know
2,
the
which
one.
is-
You know the one this year is a sequel to it, right?
yeah,
It's the direct sequel to 2.
Yeah, I don't care. I really don't care. I'm not buying another COD game.
Yeah. Yeah, well, understandable. Luis Rivera said, Call of Duty multiplayer is toxic as F. I thought Halo was bad, but COD is 5 times worse. Oh, yes. Halo, to me, has never been super, super toxic. There are moments, but COD has always been worse, in my opinion.
Dots can confirm I was a super toxic Halo player.
Oh yeah,
Crusader.
but
I
that's
was
the thing though.
toxic to our friends when we'd be playing.
The toxic Halo play is usually in the small like 4v4 arena matches. Most people like to play the big
Big team battle.
Right.
8v8 or higher large Warzone big team battle matches.
Oh, wait, so
Comparatively,
Crusader
that's-
was just mean toward you guys as friends.
Oh, it was mean to anyone who could hear me on a microphone in Halo. Truly, I was like, I stopped playing competitive multiplayer games because I recognized how like awful I was being to people when I.
When Crusader dies and he goes to hell, the devil will be like, "So about those Halo 4 years of your life."
It's funny because every time I hear Crusader, he's always like above board and professional. So I'm imagining it now when he's playing Halo. He's like, "Yeah, bitch."
Oh no! So I would just be nasty. Like I remember our one friend, the friend who I'm playing in this Minecraft server with. He didn't play a ton of like Halo and stuff like that. And I remember the one day he was like, "Bro, I'm second on the leaderboard. Let's go." And I remember responding to him, "Yeah, but what's important?" And he was like, "You're in first." And I'm like, "Yeah." Like,
Oh, wow.
I was just super, super toxic, and it peaked in Halo 4 because I was really, really, really good at Halo 4.
You know, I liked Halo 4 for
Halo
what it was
Reach,
worth.
like-
Yeah. Reach was cool.
And I was really good at Halo Reach, and I was really good at Halo 4, and I just had to take a step back. And then I started playing the more co-op multiplayer games, and or the more like social multiplayer games, which Battlefield almost falls into that for me because it's not arena style. It's huge
There's
maps,
so
and
many
you're playing it
players
with like
that
a
it doesn't
squad of
feel
like
like-
4 friends, and
It doesn't
Like-
feel like that one guy is screwing you over because there's so
Yeah.
many people that you're fighting on this large map with.
and I started playing the medic, and playing medic is so fun in Battlefield because you can be top of the team with literally 0 kills because you have not let anyone on the team have a permanent death, and it's so much.
Someone was telling me about that. I'm not used to the Battlefield games, but somebody
Yeah.
was telling me, I think it was Stilo, in fact, telling me, and someone else was telling me about the class system there with the medic being
Yes.
very important. But listen,
Yep.
I don't want to deviate us too much because we're already behind a little bit. What else did we have as far as news? And congrats to them for the 7 million in sales.
Quantic Dream, the Heavy Rain and Detroit Become Human people announced they are developing a competitive multiplayer game in addition to that Star Wars game that they are making.
What a
And
deviation!
it sounds bad.
What a deviation from them. Yeah.
Not much about that, but
I
I had
think-
to bring it up because that studio. Every time I hear anything about that studio, it's just strange.
I was speaking on I was on another podcast the other day. I was on Brap's podcast, Hargeet. I was with Brap and Game Logic, and You know, the thought I mentioned, I said Black Hole. People always complain about Xbox Game Pass, like, oh, that's killing gaming, blah blah blah. I like Black Hole games are really doing it, and
Yeah, truly.
it's like now, like all these developers have to have them some type of Black Hole game. It feels like, right? So this is what struck me when I saw the news of this, what you just talked about, this information. It was like, okay, so they're making that game, but they have to have some type of hook for their masters, if you will, for their overlord. So it's just kind of it's kind of crazy. I feel like gaming is headed in kind of a bad way in some of these aspects. I hope it's anyhow, it's just looking problematic, I would say, in my thoughts. Because yesterday I floated the idea. I said, well, we have Keeper, we had Ninja Gaiden 4, and they were asking me basically like, do you think, because these games haven't charted crazy as far as sales go on Steam or whatever, or concurrent players, would that be a problem for Microsoft? And and I said, well, my thinking is that Microsoft is aiming more for those Black Hole games, too, games that's going to give them a bigger return of an investment. And I think most publishers are doing that. And
we can talk about that a little more during that big topic.
Okay, yeah.
But it looks like they're looking at two things: really cheap budget games that, even if they don't have a huge amount of sales, give a huge return just in general.
Right.
So like that is kind of Keeper just in general. Because Keeper didn't have that big of a budget. It wasn't in development that long.
Right. I do wonder what the return might be. For that reason, I was saying it would be great for them to possibly put it on Switch too.
Yeah. I think that'll go everywhere. I think that they didn't get Double Fine all of the dev kits they need.
Yeah.
Because they have to get everyone all of the dev kits for all of the systems. So like it's not like they can just make everyone multi-platform overnight.
Okay.
But yeah.
Right.
Then there was have you heard of the game Exodus?
Yes.
It's the Mass Effect like. We got a huge set of reveals for that. It's wish listable now, and Hasbro, as of their Hasbro / because they own Wizards of the Coast and Archetype Entertainment, they have it listed as in their next fiscal year. So it should be releasing in the next 12 to 18 months.
Nice. Yeah.
The fact that it's wish listable on Xbox usually means that it has to be at least internally scheduled for a release in the next, I believe, 12 months.
So is that's the one that Matthew McConaughey is voicing the main character, right?
Yes, okay. It is. It is supposed to be like heavily inspired by like Mass Effect, like that style of game.
You can see it. Yeah.
And it's all about have you seen Interstellar?
Yes.
So like like the whole concept of like time dilation, where like them traveling through space and the effect of gravity causes time to flow different relative to different people.
Okay.
So like when they were on the big tsunami world, the dude was up in space for like years, but they were only on the planet for a couple hours.
That's insane. Yeah.
That's the whole concept of the game.
I see.
So when you travel between systems, depending on like which characters you take with you and which characters you don't, like totally different things can happen. But it's supposed to be a like choice-driven third-person shooter game like Mass Effect. Okay. So it's my most anticipated new IP I think ever of all time. I'm so excited.
Oh wow,
for it.
you really hyped.
Yeah.
I'm much more excited for Crimson Desert next year, but
Okay.
but Exodus is one of my more anticipated ones too. As far as new IP, but yeah, excited for it too.
Yeah, I was about to say GTA. Anyone?
Yeah, right.
No, genuinely no. I'm not excited at all.
I'm actually very hyped for GTA as well, but as far as I'm just speaking brand new IP, right? Like new ones that we've never played. That's only for. If I'm talking about like in general, yeah, GTA would definitely probably be number one. Yeah,
I have Garrus Vicarian in my profile picture, so I think you can guess which game I'm most anticipating.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Also, I mean Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah. I'm with you on that too. Oblivion is still on my Mount Rushmore. So
I think that's going to be 27, though. I think. I don't know.
I think it's
gen,
either
maybe?
26 or 27, and I think it's going to be 27 as well.
I would imagine next gen for that, but yeah. What else do we have? Crusader.
Do we want to talk about Ninja Gaiden review scores, or we want to hold that?
We can. what did you have more beside that, or
I just had the review scores for it.
Okay, well, we can speak on it and give our thoughts. I know me and Hargeet have played. You played it, right, Hargeet?
I've not played Ninja Gaiden. I've played Keeper.
Okay. So yeah, give us the scores for it. I'll speak on it briefly, and after you read the scores for that.
Yeah. So its Open Critic was 88% of the critics recommended it, and it had an 82 on Open Critic of 89 reviews.
Very good.
Yeah.
I predicted it would have been an 84. So 82 is right within my realm. I was close. I still feel like a bit of that Xbox tax might play into some games. I don't know if it necessarily did with this. From what I've played, I'm up to chapter 5 or 6 right now. I would say that an 8 or 82 or whatever they want to call it, 8.5. I think that's about right, honestly.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
And this is more just general like gameplay. So I know Ninja Team is known for like brutally difficult games like Neo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like brutally difficult games like Neo or the Souls.
Right.
I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
That's not to say I don't like difficulty in games. The only way I can play Mass Effect nowadays is on Insanity. In fact, I have done playthroughs of the whole trilogy without dying on Insanity.
I was going to say, but you played it so many times. That's probably
I've
why it's
played
not
it
a
so
challenge.
many times that
Yeah.
I need the challenge.
Yeah.
Does it have a like? And I'm also not a big fan of games that just have like normal, easy, hard as their difficulty options. I like it more when it's like Doom Eternal, where like you can scale some things in one direction and scale other things in the other direction. How is the difficulty options in Ninja Gaiden?
In Ninja Gaiden's difficulty options are the standard, the
standard. Okay.
Yeah, they're the former versus the latter. Not many. I don't think many games are going to give you the latter. But maybe the games should do that
more.
Yeah.
Recently, Jedi Survivor was probably one of the best with
the
that.
bigger profile games with it. You know, they're few and far in between. Like you're going to get them here and there, but in general, your standard, or you're going to get the normal, easy, or whatever they may want to call it, journey, whatever, or you know, basically journalist mode, as people call it, right? Euphemized, but not euphemized. As a what's the word I'm looking for? As a colloquially, they would call it journalist mode. Pardon me, by the way, chat. I am under the weather, and my nose is stopped up crazy, so I may sound a little stuffed. That said, I think it has like easy, it has normal, and it has I can't remember the hardest difficulty. Maybe Master Ninja, more than likely.
Yeah, because like I usually go on a game-by-game basis. There are some games that I will play on the quote journalist mode. There are some games that I will play on the highest difficulty. It really depends on how much I really jive with the way the game plays.
Yeah.
I play across a wide gamut of difficulties.
So what I would say now, my gameplay here, if you all can see it, this is normal, and normal is still challenging. Look what's happening to me. I'm still being hurt. I was on my last little bit of energy right there. And so I would say it is still as challenging as previous entries in the series. It may not be as demanding in certain aspects, because I think the camera still has some issues, but it's way better than previous Ninja Gaiden games. It's very clear. It's a much better camera placement, and I think it's because the game offers you more wider arenas to fight. As you can see on the screen, there's much more space. The previous games are much more confined in a lot of ways, especially if you're going through hallways and things like that. It makes it hard to get the camera right to see what's going on. But with this, you play as Yakumo instead of Ryu Hayabusa, the legend, right? But the thing is that his combat is so similar in a way, aside from the weapons that you use, that you don't feel like a fish out of water. It's very familiar, and you get more weaponry as you progress. So right now, I have two different main weapons. You have a double katana that you start off with, and I got to this sword, this spiral sword that turns into like a drill because of his ninja arts, which is like I believe it's called Blood Raven or something like that. He's from the Raven Ninja Clan. And so they do different types of attacks versus compared to Ryu and the Dragon Clan that he's with. So that said, I will say that visually, I don't think it's like winning any awards or anything like that. I think it's nice looking, but I don't think it's like, oh man, do you see how good this looks?
How does it be, seeing that this one was put out with Platinum Games? How does this compare to Rising Revengeance?
Ooh, that is a good question.
Because it looks, because looking at this is the first, actually, what is playing on the stream is the first time I've actually seen gameplay of it.
Oh wow!
It looks like Rising Revengeance.
I guess you can see that, right? But that's the thing with Platinum; they have their DNA in all the games. So you're going to kind of see, oh yeah, this reminds you of that. You can see some Bayonetta here and there, the way you run and slide with Vanquish. Mm-hmm. Like they have a lot of their DNA in their games, and you could see it. Yakumo is definitely a creation of theirs. That's not a Team Ninja creation. Yakumo is definitely theirs. I would say to answer you, in that vein, you get similar also feelings from that as well, right? Yeah, there you go, Stilo. Blood Raven Ninjutsu. Wait. I want to make sure I got your question right again because I started droning off. You said what did you say? How similar is it, or how?
Yeah, it's like I'm assuming obviously the big unique thing about Rising Revengeance was like that slow down the time and cutting mode, which obviously it's not in this one. But otherwise, is like, does the combat feel the same? It is
similar in a way, very much so. And that's I was talking to the guys in Discord earlier, and I was speaking about this. We were speaking about Nier Automata, which is another game of theirs. And the talk of the combat came up, and I still say Devil May Cry 5 is the pinnacle of action games, right? And
very good game. Love playing
very
it
much,
myself.
very much. And it's like the pinnacle. Like to me, it just you could do so much in that game, different characters and all that. And Devil May Cry, to me, set the standard of these modern games we see like this, from Bayonetta to Nier Automata in ways. Now, Nier Automata is more diverse because it's also a bullet hell Icaraguay style game as well, right? But it definitely has elements of a Bayonetta, of a Devil May Cry, right? And all those are influenced from Devil May Cry. So we were having that discussion. You very much will see, you can see the brutality, you can see the gruesomeness and how I'm chopping these guys up. That is very similar to Revengeance in a way, right? Like you see, like for instance, right there, look at the viciousness of how you're chopping them a piece, so that you'll get that.
All the executions really sell it. That is, Platinum is doing their gist with that.
100%. So the not assassinations, the brutality, the obliterations as they call it in this. You are obliterating them. Look at it, just pieces of meat chunks flying around from their body. But it is very similar in that way to Revengeance. Obviously, though, there is no slowdown in chopping. That would have been actually a nice element if they would. That'd have been nice to add that to this. Actually, I can see it being a nicer, more brutal way to take enemies out if they allow for that. Actually, now that you say it, but other than that, it is very much still faithful to the Ninja Gaiden formula that Team Ninja established with Itagaki. May he rest in peace. By the way, I might as well get that out there. But yeah, it's challenging. And this right here, where you see me in, this is a mode called Purgatory. And as you're traversing through a stage, the game is fairly linear as far as how you get through things, but there are areas to find and secrets to find and things like that, as far as enemies to assassinate or purgatories to find for challenge mode, for achievements and things like that as well. And these things called Gordies. There's some weird demon-looking creature you could find collectible-wise as well. So that it does have, it's very linear, and like you can only go one way to finally get to the end of a stage, right? But it's open in some elements to find other secrets and things like that, if that makes sense. I would say, so we can move forward, I think the game is really solid. I saw some people kind of downing it, and I think you know how some people start, for instance, how we had Bungie and then we moved to 343. Bungie was way better. They did like nobody wanted to really give 343 a chance. That reminds me of that when I hear people kind of railing against this. I think Platinum did a great job with this, and I wouldn't trust anyone aside from Team Ninja if it wasn't the Devil May Cry team, of course, unless it was Platinum. Platinum. When I heard they were doing this earlier in the year when they featured this in that developer showcase, I was like, yep, I'm sold. And for good reason. They did a great job with this, honestly, legitimately. I'm enjoying it for what it is. I don't know if we get a chance to play as Ryu. Nobody spoil it I don't need to spoil it. But again, I'm up to maybe chapter 6, and I haven't gotten to that yet. So maybe that is to come. But enjoyable game. It's not without its faults or anything like that, but I think what they do well, and it's very much in the same vein of past games for sure. Also, by the way, I played it on the ROG Ally Z1. You can get it and play it for about at 1080p for 40 to 60 frames per second. So I imagine it probably plays even better on the Z2 Extreme Hargeet. Like if you wanted to try it on to go, it may play even better, I imagine, on the Xbox Ally X.
Yeah, but I mean, I have a 4090.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That is true. But yeah, other than that, yeah, we'll move forward. What else did we have, Crusader?
Give me one sec. I don't know. I think we could save the dev kit nonsense for the altogether stuff. The NFL contract with EA was extended till 2030. So if you wanted NFL games that weren't Madden, sorry.
Oh, since I see him in the chat there, shout out to Joey, aka Dr. Dry Rub. Joey, he says, does anyone need a Steam code for Ball X Pit, Batman Arkham Collection, Tormented Souls 2, or Absalom? Absalom is also actually excellent. But I forgot to mention that I had played through that and finally beat it one time. Absalom is
that one's not on Xbox, right?
It is not on Xbox. It's on Zach. Wait a minute, Zach, don't you have it? You won the code from me when I donated it this past Saturday. Yeah, I think you trying to link up. You didn't get it? What? How does somebody take it? What in the world? Wasn't Kay supposed to deliver it directly to you? Like, he got Ball Pit. What? No, Kay gave you the wrong game. You're supposed to have gotten Absalom. He gave you the wrong game.
You have Uno.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, he gave you the wrong game, Zach. What's up, Flood? You were supposed to have gotten Absalom because unless it had to be Absalom, right? I'm pretty sure. I don't. Anyway. Yeah. So, Dry Rub, if you're still there, if you want to donate any codes to anyone, feel free to post it, brother. He said because he said it was claimed already. What? But we had okay. It was we gave away 3 or 4 codes of Absalom that day. I was certain you had Absalom as that code I gave. So, but yeah, if you guys want to Dry Rub, if you want to post anything, feel free. Sorry about that. Where were we at, Crusader?
I don't know. I don't know.
Uno's free on your Xbox.
Right.
There's the whole lot of crap with companies trying to buy Warner Brothers wants to sell itself and its assets as part of its restructuring of splitting from Discovery. And the interested buyers are Apple, Amazon, Netflix, NBC Universal, and Paramount. And literally, Paramount should not be allowed to buy anything else.
It would be a monopoly if any of them got them, though.
Paramount is the size of Disney now.
That's insane. But Netflix even getting them would be kind of crazy, right?
Yeah. Netflix getting them could actually destroy the movie industry.
I would think so. Yeah.
The in-person movie industry.
Yeah. That would be pretty much the end of that.
I mean,
in some
probably the
ways.
best bet there, if you wanted to actually have like something good happen, would actually probably be Apple or Amazon. Apple
doubt
TV is
Amazon will get
kind
it.
of excellent. Like low key, there's so much good stuff on Apple TV. But yeah,
I don't know
that's
if
happening.
Amazon could get them because they bought MGM and barely got that through. And
That's
the
true.
FTC's been
So
up
they
their
barely
butt
got it
about
through,
that.
but we are in like you know,
A different time for
A more open
different
FTC.
different
Yeah.
times.
But I don't know.
Less restricted,
I
for
still
sure.
think it might be too big.
You don't think so? Well, if you all
Apple's
had
an interesting one.
if you all had
I
a
think
choice,
that
what
might
would you
be
say?
the one that makes the most sense.
Who is it? Amazon, you
choice.
say?
Apple. I think
Apple,
Apple
okay.
probably is the one that makes the
I
most
think
sense.
I do think that as well.
Who do you all think would do
I
the
think that's
best
one of-
with the actual licenses? Like if you had
Apple.
to pick,
Apple.
you don't think?
100%.
I feel like Amazon might do the best. Actually, Amazon puts a lot of money in their product.
So does Apple.
Yeah,
Like the shows on Apple TV, like Severance and Prehistoric
Love
Planet,
Severance.
and
yeah.
they're really
There's
good.
the bias. There's the bias. I was waiting for that. I
did.
knew it.
Listen, man, David Attenborough in Prehistoric Planet is freaking good. Truly, it's one of the best paleontology documentaries you can watch. Like,
I will
there
say.
it is.
they're great.
I will
There
say, Flood says, sell it to Tubi. Yeah, sell it to Tubi. Can you imagine Tubi Batman out there? I can only imagine Flood with Tubi Batman. But no, I will say Severance is excellent, and shout out to Tillman who won his, I believe his Emmy. Yeah, man. Oh, nice. There you go, Zach. Happy for you, brother. But yeah, I feel like Amazon will be best, but I will agree that Apple does have some great shows. Severance being my favorite out of all things on there.
So the question is, would they want the gaming studios with it? And I don't know what the answer to that is.
They've been
You-
trying
Apple's-
to get Mac
Yeah.
to be like a gaming platform.
Yeah,
so
they're
like
trying to get into gaming.
I could see it. They were also reportedly one of the prospective buyers for EA multiple times in the past.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Um,
believe even
pull the
Sony
trigger,
was
and this
rumored,
is-
right?
Yeah, Sony
Sony
Pictures
wouldn't be able to buy 'em.
would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they'd be able to buy them. Again,
Yeah,
too big, right?
Yeah.
So
They'd be too big under any other American administration.
well, you have to understand it wouldn't matter, right? They still have to pass EU, they still have to pass UK, they still have to
Yeah,
pass Japan.
they've
they still,
never
like,
really
it's-
tried to block one of these before. Though.
But haven't
they've tried to block
have they
other
loosened
stuff
up a
in
bit?
tech, but like they usually don't care about the TV film
If
industry.
I feel like the UK had loosened up because they fired the lady there. They removed her, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think that would fly.
You don't think
They
so?
couldn't even get Katakawa.
Oh yeah, they did
They
go for
couldn't even do
Katakawa,
that.
right? Yeah, I forgot about that.
That didn't even work, and they're like, okay, I don't see that happening.
Yeah,
Um,
makes sense.
but yeah, I think Apple's probably the one. The only problem is Tim Cook doesn't do anything. So if this
True.
was Steve Jobs, yeah, he'd just do things. He'd like turn around, like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's go, let's
He's
do
like,
it.
let's do this. Yeah.
I just don't know.
I
Tim
see.
Cook just doesn't. He doesn't seem to want to do anything. So I don't know. I don't think they'll pull the trigger.
But
Right,
for
if EA
but for
was
you
available-
guys, yeah.
Right? Why wouldn't they have pulled the trigger? Like if they want to get into gaming, that is a big way to get into gaming. But he just doesn't do it. He just didn't do anything like there's just no boldness in Apple anymore.
They just kind of.
I do think that like the gaming is probably like an afterthought in this entire thing though, right? Like
Yeah.
the IPs and those studios would act and like because they would merge Macs with Apple TV in a heartbeat, you know, and that would actually be kind of an incredible service. Like merging like because Apple TV of today is what HBO was in like the early to mid 2000s with like The Sopranos and The Wire and Boardwalk Empire.
That's some high
and-
praise you're putting on Apple TV now. Like
Truly
HBO
though, like
was top of
their
the top.
shows are like all of their shows, like Ted
Yeah.
Lasso, like all their shows that come out are just highly rated.
I've never seen Ted Lasso. I've heard it was
Oh,
good.
Ted
though.
Lasso's great.
Yeah.
Ted Lasso's great. And it's just this would kind of round them out because they would get a lot of animated stuff with this. They would get like then they don't really have that, right? And like Warner Brothers has been like destroying it, unfortunately. It destroyed Cartoon Network.
They get the DC.
They get
comics
DC,
and the
yeah.
Marvel-
That's the big
entire
one right
movie.
there.
It would be really big
Harry
for
Potter.
Harry
for them as a
Potter,
brand.
it's gigantic.
Game of Thrones.
Lord of the Rings,
Like, it would
right?
be-
Or do they have that? Or is that now Amazon that still has
What?
Lord of the Rings?
Okay, Lord of the Rings as an entertainment IP is like literally everywhere, and everyone fights over who has what. I believe that
Embracer bought
Amazon has everything, though I'm not actually sure where the Peter Jackson New Line stuff actually falls. That might still be might still be Warner Brothers. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Gollum
confusing.
2, anyone?
Gollum.
No, genuinely, like the next, like the Lord of the Rings movie because they're making more of them. The Lord of the Rings movie that's coming out next is called The Hunt for Gollum. This is funny.
Yeah. So, I mean, okay, I can see Apple. The problem would be, I guess, the comics and gaming part. I don't see Apple really.
Well, Apple's
the
not going
problem.
to kill the
They're not
comics because if
bold.
they killed the comics, they would actually kill their credibility. Like,
Yeah.
right? And they're not going to just keep the movie rights. So like that could be a non-starter for them to purchase it, but at the same time it could just be guess we're doing this now at the same time.
And I don't know if I trust Amazon with it either. I don't know if they would want any of those other businesses. So they have a little bit of gaming, but
Yeah.
they haven't really gone too far into it. And then would they want the comic business? I don't know. Maybe they do. I don't know.
So I mean the comic business, like, you know, who knows what would become of physical comics, but man, they could merge that comic book stuff into the Kindle, so fast.
Yeah.
Like so fast, roll that in to have a like digital comic book thing with Kindle and like release every comic, like get rid of the DC comic subscription and just bundle it into Kindle. Like there's some stuff to be done there that could be interesting business wise.
It'll be interesting to see, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Anything
sure.
genuinely though, even if Paramount or Sony or literally anyone bought them, I genuinely think no matter who buys them, it will be better than under David Zaslav. Like, this is one of those times where, like, yeah, you know, kind of burned on mergers and acquisitions, but boy howdy, getting David Zaslav away from literally anything would bring a tear to my eye.
He said, "Boy, howdy." What's up, Boba Fett? What's up, brother? Yeah, man. Listen, Dry Rub says the comics make sense for Audible and Kindle. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm biased, but I feel like Amazon. I just feel like they would do a great job with the licenses or the IP if they had it. But hey,
Yeah, we'll see.
yeah, we'll see what's up. It's been a long time coming for WB though. It's like it's always in the news
They
for them,
own
right?
Twitch. They own MGM.
Right.
I don't know how much that's going to be. We'll just have to see, right? It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you think that Microsoft would probably try
No.
to toss their head in there?
Hell no.
No.
Hell no.
They tried being in TV film there for a little bit, and like
Yeah.
it didn't
That's how we
work,
got
and so they
MSNBC.
pulled out of it.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
they didn't want
They
anything
pulled
to
out
do
of
with
that
it.
shit faster than Google pulled out of gaming.
Yeah, they pulled out
Yeah,
pretty quick.
it's
Yeah.
but just look at where Amy is right now on what they want from Xbox. You think they're gonna
Yeah.
have fun with freaking-
Right. Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. That's true. What else did we have? Well, let's try to get through these really quick to move to.
I got two more
Yeah.
quick ones, and
Okay.
they're both review scores.
Okay.
And first one is Pokemon Z to A, the reviews and the release of that. I actually don't have an updated Metacritic score, but it was in the low 80s. Pokemon Z to A was 83 on
83.
OpenCritic. 82% of people recommend.
Okay. I've been hearing some negative things about that though. Some people are not feeling it.
It's I don't know, DotZ, have you played it? Because you loved Legends Arceus.
Yes, but from what so no, I have not gotten it. My brain is telling me just wait until I get a Switch 2, and who knows when the frick I'll get a Switch 2. But the main thing I've seen is that while the game looks like trash, just like the graphic, yeah, like it looks so bland and flat, and it is literally one city that you can do a full lap around in like just like a couple minutes. Like it's not big. It's not a big game, and it's one city wide for a Pokemon game, which is absurd. And and they added a bunch of new Mega Evolutions, and like I think I like 2 of them.
Oh,
You don't like
The
Mega
rest-
Starmie? I love Mega Starmie.
They just
For
took
context, it's just a starfish that's running on its legs, and it looks like Patrick
they
from the
they
original
took
SpongeBob
the
movie.
normal Starmie and like just took the picture of it as a
Stretched
JPEG
its
and
legs?
stretched it out.
Yep.
That's all they did.
It's bad,
Like,
but it runs.
but
And it
like,
runs. Like the run animation is insane looking.
it's so dumb. But from what I understand, like the new way to do combat is much more engaging. It's because the combat's now real time. It's real time combat, and there's like a whole thing where the 4 attacks that your normal Pokemon get is on cooldown, and then you get to tell your Pokemon move over here or move over here, and there's tactical like dodging attacks that are being thrown at you. So like the fact that it is a breath of fresh air for the combat is neat. Mega Evolutions are back, which that was the one thing that people have been dying to get back. Even if like half of them are mid or less. And so like it feels like such a mixed bag, but I'm sure if I played it, I would enjoy playing it. That doesn't mean I would enjoy looking at it, or like and who knows what the story's like. I haven't spoiled myself any of like the story beats, but I mean it's a Pokemon game. It's unless it's Mystery Dungeon, the story has never been that impactful to me.
Mystery Dungeon games were low key like.
I feel
hype.
you. I feel you. What else did we have, Crusader, my brother?
Okay, so this is just a quick, just to cover it. Fallout 4 had an anniversary edition announced today.
So I saw that.
It's just like the Skyrim Anniversary Edition, where it's all of the DLC plus a bunch of the already existing creations bundled into one bundle, and there'll be an upgrade for anyone who already owns Fallout 4.
I expect it to do well. My question would be, I would have expected at least. Did you all expect any visual upgrades with that? Because it seems like it's just more or
They
less.
didn't do it with Skyrim. So
Yeah,
no.
I would have expected something like that. That would have gotten my attention. But as it stands, I'm like, eh. What are you guys feeling on it?
I don't really. Fallout is my least favorite of the Bethesda.
Oh yeah,
RPG.
aren't you negative against Bethesda? I think they're
No, I love Bethesda. I fucking love Bethesda. I
Oh,
love
okay.
Starfield. I fuck it. It's Skyrim top 3 game
okay.
all time.
I got you mistaken.
I love Bethesda. I'm just not a very big Fallout guy.
Gotcha.
My favorite, the only Fallout that I really enjoyed was the one Bethesda didn't make.
I see. All right. Yeah. But hey,
Well, there's 2 that they also didn't make, right? So there's 3 of them. New Vegas,
Well,
1 and 2.
the ones that play the same as the ones that everyone that like modern people know.
yeah.
You're right. They didn't make 1, 2, or Tactics.
Yeah.
But yeah. That was neat. I was a little sad that they didn't like they teased that there's another Fallout game in development. In fact, they teased that there's like multiple Fallout projects in development, which lines up with the fact that we're pretty sure Virtuous has shifted all of their development efforts at their French studio to working on Fallout 3 remaster, which is like Oblivion. That came from the same FTC leak where Oblivion was first leaked, like in 2023. So that's cool. And then Fallout 5 has been reported to be a target for Microsoft post the show doing so well.
I feel like it's going to be a next gen thing for that, but yeah, that'd be great.
That's going to be after. It's going to be after Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, that's right. It would be right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Elder Scrolls maybe. I think that's going to be next gen as well. All right. Do we have any other news, or that's about it? I think you had one more.
I don't remember. Is Outer Worlds was that a main topic or?
It wasn't.
Was
no,
that
it's not a main topic.
Okay, so Outer Worlds had its review score, and that was also an 82.
What's going on with the 82 barrage?
There's certain numbers that will statistically trend to be more common when games are being reviewed, because games are typically reviewed on a 1 to 10 scale or a 1 to 5 scale. And that causes averages to typically average out to like 82, 85, or 87. Or pick a like a 77, 75, 72. Like it just they trend to fall closer to those numbers on average. Math thing of the day.
I see. Okay. I think that was it for that, right? So we got the major topics. And again, I'm going to leave this mostly to you guys, but I want to move into well, I guess I can mention Keeper, and I do want to get you before we move to the final major topic. Hargeet, you got a chance to play Keeper. What was your feelings of it? Like for Keeper, what was your takeaway for it? How did you feel about it?
I thought it was fun. It was good. It's a simple, straight puzzle game. A lot of like creative artisticness to like the environments and the creatures and whatnot that are around you.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting stuff. So, yeah, I thought it was a pretty good game. It's not actiony, right? There's not a lot of things as far as like killing things or anything like that. There's none of that. It's just a sort of straight puzzle game. But yeah, overall pretty good. Another nice Double Fine game. It took me about 7 hours to finish. The achievements, by the way, you have to kind of go off the beaten path. You can't. It doesn't just like you finish this level, you get achievements. You have to go find some hidden stuff. I'll just leave it at that. And there's some change of scenery. Let's just say that as you play the game. The first thing of note, though, is when you start, you kind of are very tipsy. So right at the beginning, you kind of just keep falling. Don't worry about it. Like after like a couple of minutes, you're fine. So don't let that dissuade you from continuing.
Did I disconnect?
No,
I'm still connected.
Okay.
Yeah,
we had a moment of silence for being tipsy.
Yeah,
I
like what happened?
I was reflecting at the beginning of Destiny 2, where we're like all beaten the fuck up and slow walking, and everything's depressing and going to shit. I was having a moral reflection of my past decisions of buying Destiny 2.
So you would recommend Keeper?
Now for me, I'm in Game Pass, so for me it's a download. So I would recommend it if you like those type of games. If you are a Double Fine fan, absolutely. If you like puzzle type games, absolutely. If you don't like puzzle games, this is not for you. If you're looking for a first-person shooter, this is not it. But yeah, if you like puzzle games, and I love puzzle games, so it was fun for me. Did we lose Umbra? I don't know if he's having technical difficulties or something. Or
oh wait,
there he is.
Can you all hear me? Okay.
Yes.
I idiotically had myself muted.
Glad you didn't fall asleep, buddy.
Yeah, I was literally talking. I'm thinking, do you guys can? I could have sworn you all heard me when I was talking. Oops. Yeah, I had even commented when you had finished, Hargeet. My bad, guys, in the chat. Oopsie. I was going to say, my takeaway. What? Now, so you were asked already, would you recommend it? I think in it being in Game Pass, it's an obvious thing to try. To me, it's a palate cleanser, right? I feel like if you're playing you've been heavy in other games that are more demanding, more of your time, this is something that you can play to because at times we'll be like, man, what do I play next? This is something you can play. I finished it in under 8 hours. I got all the achievements, and you can get it, quicker than I got it. Mine was just under 8 hours, but if I, now that I know what to do, I can finish it probably within 2 to 3. I would imagine, maybe 3 hours at most. I would imagine. It's a game you're just journeying through, and you play a lighthouse, and it evolves from there or devolves, however you look at it. And I think the metaphor for it, I don't know what you think, Hargeet. I feel like the metaphor for it is you're kind of guiding this world and the characters around you to their home, right? Would you say that's about accurate?
Um,
And I don't want to give anything
like
away, so that's why I'm saying it cryptic.
I don't
like
want to.
that.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to.
Yeah.
Exactly right. It's like because there's some interesting things that happen. I don't want to give too much away. It's a good experience for those who want to just play it, right? And it's good storytelling without talking, right? There's just no dialogue at all, right? It's just you just watch what's happening, right? And you make it happen. So
yeah, and I think that's about it, right? Like I don't want to give anything away. It is the game it thrives on environmental storytelling, so it's silent. You don't have a speaking protagonist or anything, and you're going to be reliant on their interactions and how they react to whatever situation. I think it's gorgeous in its own way. It has a nice art style to it. It's not like some pinnacle of beauty like tech demo beautiful. It's beautiful in the sense that it is a very creative world, if that makes sense. And but I would say ultimately very, very interesting, and worth the time. I would say it doesn't take long for anyone. And Gray was saying he ended up with 7.5 for Keeper, another 2 hours, and he may have landed at an 8. I gave it an 8 because I really appreciated it, the beauty of the world. I would say, I said this too before. I said I feel like if this had been on, which I hope they do bring it to Nintendo Switch, but I think if this would have been an indie game by itself, not attached to Microsoft or to anything like that, this probably would have been nominated for Indie Game of the Year. I could see it being one of the nominees. Like, to me, I think that will.
Yeah, but this year is so stacked.
Yeah,
it's so
man.
stacked. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, for sure. It's a stacked year. But yeah,
I'd say it's around the same. I'd give it that 8-ish. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't. It's certainly not a 10 out of 10 or something, but it's a good 8.5 in that range. It's good.
That's where I landed. I landed on an 8 out of 10. Although I'm not mad at the 7.5, Gray. I think that's more than fair enough. I think it's close enough. So, but yeah, I think the game is really fun. In a sense, it's not a gamey type game though. It really isn't. But if you all can stomach, an artsy kind of game and trying to kind of unravel this mystery of this world, I think you all would enjoy it. So give it a chance if you all are subscribed to Game Pass or buy it. I think I would say maybe the price might be a bit high. I think it's $30 for this.
It's 30. Yep.
Yeah, so maybe a $20 at $20 it would have been a smarter choice for this year. But yeah, let's move to the final topic for the night, and so we can wrap this up because I am feeling terrible. So I'm going to read some of this, and then I'll push it to you guys, and I'll get your thoughts on this. 1 second. And there we go. So news came out today. I'm sure most people here have seen it, and that was Bloomberg's article with Jason Schreier pointing out that Microsoft pushes Xbox division to hit higher profit margins. Management's goal of 30% profit margins for gaming has led to job losses in canceled projects. By Jason Schreier and Dina Bass. Microsoft Core is asking its Xbox gaming division to produce profit margins that are well above the industry average, ratcheting up pressure on its video game makers during a difficult time for the field at large. Over the past 2 years, executives at the Seattle-based software giant have set an across-the-board goal of 30% accountability margins, a term Microsoft uses in lieu of profit margins, according to people familiar with the business. The gaming division, which includes dozens of studios, has responded by canceling projects, raising prices, and slashing thousands of jobs, said the people, who asked not to be identified during non-public information. The average profit margin in the video game industry in recent years has ranged between 17 and 22%, according to estimates from S&P Global Market Intelligence, while coming in between 10% and 20% over the past 6 years at Xbox. Court documents from 2023 revealed that Microsoft's gaming business had a 12% profit margin for the first 9 months of the company's 2022 fiscal year. The new goal, which hasn't been previously reported, is at the outer range of what a gaming studio can typically reach in a boom year, said Neil Barber, an analyst with S&P Global. 30% or better margin is usually reserved for a publisher that is really nailing it. Just as an aside, not in the article here, when they're saying that, they're probably talking about Nintendo. Nintendo is like the closest to doing it, and I believe they've reached 30 before, but they are like right there. They're like at 20. I think we were talking about it earlier. It was like 27% or something like that at times.
I believe at one point Activision was as well.
And Activision as well,
because
has
Call
done
of Duty literally just makes that much money.
So
and Candy Crush. So yeah, they were averaging about 2-ish billion in profit of 8 billion revenue.
And I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you guys mentioned that, because we were talking about this earlier in the Discord, and people came to the conclusion that this is why Amy Hood had pushed this on Microsoft, because of the ABK situation and Activision bringing in a profit margin of 30%, right? So they think that influenced them to say, okay, well, now you have Call of Duty in your service. We're going to need you to bring a total of a 30%.
30% is the Microsoft standard and has been for years. Like that's why 30% went around for months and months as what they might be targeting, because that's typically Microsoft's generic. This is what we want our divisions to target. I
see. So just to read more of this, it says a 30% or better margin is usually reserved for a publisher that is really nailing it. In the past, game makers at Xbox weren't asked to hit specific numerical targets, said the people, and were largely told to focus on making the best games possible without worrying too much about finances. The new target was implemented in fall 2023 by Microsoft Chief Financial Officer Amy Hood, whose team has taken a large role in the gaming business in recent years. The change has impacted strategies under Microsoft. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but some idiots outside having some type of fiesta. So for a second, give me one moment. Apologies. Apparently I have some hood rats outside talking about Big Mama. Chicago for you folks. Listen, yes, they are trying to ruin this tonight, Stilo. I don't know what's going on. Damn you, hood rats. Maybe if I throw out some eyeliner or something, maybe that'll make them run or something. I don't know. Anyway, the change. Excuse me, guys. So sorry about that. It's a lot of noise outside. The change has impacted strategies under Microsoft Gaming Chief Phil Spencer as the division looked for new ways to cut costs and boost profits. So all of this being said, this is what they were talking about. There have been a lot of cuts. There have been a lot of firings. We just had about, obviously 15,000 people laid off, et cetera, et cetera. So I would ask you guys, Hargeet, I'll go with you first, Dots, and then Hargeet and Crusader, you guys can do your thing. I'm going to fall back a bit to try to silence the hood rats in the back. So with this being the news, Dots, what are your thoughts here with Microsoft asking them to hit this higher profit margin of 30%, which by all accounts, again, most people are saying is a crazy ask, comparing the nearest competitor being Sony, who hits, I think, roughly 12% at maximum for their profit margin. What's your thoughts on it, Dots?
I think it really makes you question the true inner workings of these types of things, because like if like I think when I was reading the article, it was saying like even like low 20s was really pushing it for other companies, but the just how self-destructive it seems like, being like, hey, 30%, like it just feels like it is pushing a self-destructive expectation on your company, and I'm honestly lost for words of like, you know, why would anyone, like, why would you push for such an unreasonable thing, especially with all these other actions happening in play that is really hurting the community view of the Xbox name and brand. Because I mean, we're getting off of Game Pass's, you know, 50% price hike increase, and we're jumping from a lot of bad news to a lot of bad news, and that's really, I mean, that's not good for business with anyone. But now on top of it, it's like, we're literally shitting on ourselves. Here, let's up the our expected profit margin. Go for it. Have fun, you guys. And so, does that mean more layoffs? Does that mean more canceled games that are up on the horizon? Like, I mean, nothing about that is going to benefit us as gamers. And as much as we can be like, you know, Microsoft is digging their own grave, you know, Xbox screwing themselves over, I obviously, our perspective is, how's it screwing us over? And Crusader made a very vague, a very small comment on it when we were talking in private. It's like, we're gonna get AI slop. We're gonna get crap. We're either gonna get a lot of crap thrown at us, or we're gonna get like two solid games a year or some shit like that. And that's obviously. And if more people aren't going to get Game Pass, or are going to have to go to GameStop to get the cards to get Game Pass at a normal price for however long that lasts, Game Pass numbers are going to go down, which means people aren't going to be playing the high end games that they're trying to push on it. And if they take those off, then, you know, people aren't spending full $70 on titles. And if Microsoft whatever decides to double back and say, oh, we're gonna raise it up to $80 like we tried before, you're like, it's a mess. And it's just a mess to watch. And and it's a shame, because I'm seeing it with so many companies that we used to love and respect. And for me, I mean, it was Activision Blizzard was my biggest, like, you know, betrayal of a company that I would follow, and I would buy. I would get the World of Warcraft expansion. I would buy the StarCraft 2 DLC. I'd get the new Diablo 3 stuff, and we all had a blast. And then they had their whole debacle, and, you know, harassing female coworkers, and one of them pushing themselves to suicide, and all those other crappy things, and they hurt my trust. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop. After Diablo 4, I haven't gotten a single Activision Blizzard game since. And I don't. Luckily, I mean, Microsoft isn't doing that level of disgusting behavior, but they are still killing their name, and they're still killing their brand. And it sucks seeing, you know, the opinions of the me and Crusader's fellow podcasters from TXR in our little private chat, seeing the negativity and disgruntlement of, you know, what we're watching as something that we align ourselves with Xbox, and now we're watching it just kind of, you know, slice its own throat. It sucks, and I hate seeing it, but it's a car crash that we're just going to keep watching pile up until we get something good out of it, because we haven't gotten that good news to palate cleanse before they throw more bad news at us, because that seems to be a trend that once all this stuff piles up, they'll say one good thing, everyone will be like, okay, we forgive you, and then it gets another pile of 5 bad things right afterwards. So
So
that's my rant.
and I think that's well said. Now, some people are kind of feels like blasé about it.
Is it my turn?
I
go
am.
ahead.
I forgot. I was muted again. I'm so sorry, y'all. I was saying that was well said. I would say some are kind of hand waving it, but looking at what I just posted here, I'm looking at the article from Windows Central. Shout out to Jez Gordon, who posted a few hours, 14 hours ago. He was saying that CFO, the Microsoft CFO, Amy Hood, has forced Xbox to deliver an industry margin far beyond what is typical for gaming in general, which will devastate business if not rectified soon. Hargeet, what's your take on this, brother? I know you understand a lot about business and finance, and things like this. Well, what is your take on like what's going on here?
So there's several things going on, right? So one is the normal Microsoft standard, and I don't know why that needs to happen in this industry. They should look at market segment and figure out what makes sense. But there's also another aspect to this, and you kind of mentioned it. I guess Crusader said something about AI slop. Understand that Microsoft wants to prove that AI can make your gaming development more efficient. And if they can prove out that a 30% margin is possible by using AI, they can sell their AI. And that is something they want to desperately do. So, look, part of this is just greed. It's just pure greed. And I don't see any like benefit to us for that, obviously, as consumers. As I'm sure most of us are in some way invested in Microsoft if we have a 401k or something. Everybody gets benefit from them, making money. However, if you shrink the pie, getting 30% of a smaller pie isn't good. Getting a smaller percent of a larger pie is better, and that should be obvious. And I don't know how this is going to play out. There is standard concern that will a smaller studio survive or not, right? Will compulsion games, your game's going to take another 4 years and no, we're going to shut you down. Well, okay, that kind of sucks, right? So all the work that Phil did to kind of build up the stable of studios to keep the content flowing is now in question. It just is. And is that a good thing? I don't know, right? This isn't like 30% now. It's 30% over a multi-year target. But to even get to that is just it's ludicrous to expect from a platform holder. Yes, Nintendo can do that. Why? Because their costs are ridiculous. They make games that are like $10 million, and they make like freaking 30 million in sales. Well, okay, obviously they're gonna make money, but that's not what is expected of Xbox. It's they have to compete with PlayStation's level of game, budget, and so you're not looking at small budget games. I just don't know if this is a realistic thing to do. But I can see what their real, vision is here, and that is we want you to fire everybody and have AI make the games, and then we're gonna sell the fact that AI can make your profit margins in gaming go to 30%. Is this a great idea? No, there's an enthusiasm gap that keeps generating because of stupid shit like this, right? This is out there now, after all the stuff that's happening. And you're like, okay, so the next console, you're going to make 30% profit on that? Is that what's happening? So, PlayStation's not going to do that. They're not going to hit 30% profits on it. They're going to give you a much lower margin, so that's going to be more compelling versus the Xbox, which is already going to be expensive. Now you're going to say you're going to have a 30% profit on it. Okay, good luck. There's just no world in which this stuff will work with a consumer base that wants value. And that was what they were driving. Game Pass was value. Now it's no, we just want to keep driving profit. They need to kind of understand consumers don't give a fuck. They just don't. This is just stupid shit that should not be happening, right? You can't say I'm going to double the average. Okay, yep, you bought ABK, and I knew this was going to happen. The second they bought ABK, it's like, well, Bobby Kotick, the asshole, was able to drive 25%. Why can't you do that, Phil? Okay. you knew it was gonna happen, right? You see what he did, and like he said, everybody is a slave to making fucking Call of Duty. Go make Call of Duty. Like, okay, but the creativity was like just drained out of that freaking place, and like, well, now you're basically doing the same thing to everybody else. So I don't know where this is gonna lead. You can't possibly expect the employees of Xbox to be sitting there going, "Whoopee!" I just don't think that's the way it is. I think they're all expecting to be laid off, which just means they're gonna make shit games. So like, I don't know how this is supposed to be a good thing, right? So maybe they're doing corrective actions that make all that work, but I can't see it. I just can't. This like Target is ludicrous. It's like, well, why don't we just build a base around Jupiter? Oh, okay. Is that a realistic target? No, and that's the point. What? Why are you setting this? Like, there's got to be some level of discretion on where you are in the market. Like, they're not exactly the top console seller. Like, you need to entice people to your platform, not tell your customer we don't give a fuck about you and you need to go make us more money. Like, what is going on? Like, so I don't know why this is happening, but it's lunacy. But this is the way it is, right? This is the idiotic mindset of, hey, we have enterprise contracts and we can just keep printing money, and I expect every part of my business to do the same thing. That's stupid. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. And this is why Zune failed. This is why, because they just do this. They get like, well, why isn't it making? What do you mean? Like, if I go to a Dell, do you think that Dell is making a 30% profit margin on every freaking laptop they're making? Get out of here.
Right.
This is the kind of mindset that they don't get. You're in a consumer business. If you want to be in a consumer business, especially the whole point of a console is its value proposition. It's not about being the most expensive console. It's about being valuable enough for people to not have to buy a PC. Otherwise, they just buy a bloody PC. The whole point was to have you have something that's cheap enough to give you enough oomph to play your games. I don't know what the heck they're thinking, but this is not a good sign. But, hey, maybe it works out. But realistically, I just expect a lot of layoffs, a lot of AI, a lot of changes happening at Xbox. Will this be good for the games that we get? I don't know. But we're about to find out. Maybe everything's stabilized. Maybe they figured out how to get there. They do still have Candy Crush. They still have World of Warcraft. So those things are still generating money, right? They still have and they keep looking for new games that are black hole games that they can keep generating, right? Constant recurring revenue. And if they can get to a level where that sustains their 30%, maybe they're okay. But I don't know, right? This is a big unknown at this point. To expect that much, like we mentioned, like Nintendo is the only one that's kind of done this. And that's because, again, their budgets are ridiculously small for games that sell ridiculously lots of copies. I just don't know that this is viable. It's an incredibly weird thing to even think of doing outside of the fact that they just want to replace all their employees with AI. And the AI push thing, oh my goodness, is going to be such a pain in the neck in the tech industry over the next 5 years. You can just see it. They're just itching to fire 20,000, 50,000 people. They just want to get rid of them and put AI in there. That just want it's so obvious that that's what they want to do. And this is across not just Xbox, but across the entire industry, right? You just saw it. I think there was an article saying that they're at Amazon looking to not hire 600,000 people because of AI and robots. It's like, okay, well, it's coming. This is what's happening, right? And it's like, okay, that is going to happen across all these industries. And gaming's going there. EA, when it was acquired, same thing. We're looking at AI to make gaming, game development more efficient. We're firing people. That's what that means. So I'm not sure this is great, but we'll see. Do you make a keeper with AI? Granted, thankfully, Keeper didn't cost a lot of money, but this is the kind of thing I'm just not sure is going to happen anymore. And I'm a lot more concerned about the smaller, quirky, let's take a chance type games when you want these heavy, stupid 30% profit margins, unless you can absolutely guarantee you're going to get that from Minecraft and Candy Crush, et cetera, that will just keep generating massive amounts of profit. But even with the Bobby Kotick method, they still only manage 25%. Is that going to be enough for Amy Hood? I don't know. Right? So I'm kind of concerned that they're pushing too hard. And you're getting a lot of negative perception towards a platform that Phil built up on a value proposition. And now it's not showing that value proposition. It's showing the greed of a multi-trillion-dollar corporation.
100%. Yeah.
So it's very disappointing, but I hope they fix that. I don't know. I hope they get the message, and they do look at these things, obviously. So they do get the consumer sentiment. And will they make a course correction? I mean, 20% would be insanely good. But no, that's not enough. You gotta be kidding me. I hope that they realize what they're doing, and they're throwing away a brand by doing stupid things. So let's see what they do with it. Can they reach that? Yes. Can they reach that and still have the diversity and breadth of games that they're making now? I don't know.
That's the thing.
The part
and that's the thing I was speaking on earlier.
The
exactly. I feel like this type of move right here is definitely going to eventually eat those types of games out, right? Like they're going to go for the black hole type of games. They're going to force them, I feel like, into that.
Like we had Halo, Gears, and Forza. It's going to be Call of Duty, Candy Crush, World of Warcraft, and Minecraft, right? And, everything else can go away. It's maybe not. I don't want that.
Right. And then teams like Double Fine and such will be relegated to the salt mines of being a support studio for somebody making it. That'll be crazy.
Ugh.
Yeah, exactly. Crusader, brother, going to you on it. What's your view on this whole situation? What was your takeaway? Because I know you had a tweet about this too earlier.
I'm pretty sure Hargeet just ghost wrote my entire my entire rant.
You say Hargeet got you all the way down, huh?
Truly, it everything he said is basically what I would say. So I'm gonna try and keep it original. Genuinely, it feels like when Satya Nadella said, "Hey, we're all in on gaming," that what he actually meant is we're all in on killing gaming. We're all in on doing exactly what we did to all of the other things that we tried to get into.
We're all in on it
and failed. It feels exactly the same as that, and it's a nightmare. It is an actual nightmare. And I have been saying for months now that I have been really concerned that they're going to do they're going to pull a stupid, and they are going to absolutely just kill the hardware. And I'm horrified because the hardware doesn't sell at a profit for the most part, let alone a 30% margin. And now they're making it harder for devs to develop for Xbox by increasing the prices of the dev kits by 30% too.
Yeah.
What are they on? Who do they think they are? They think they're Microsoft, I know, but they're not. They're not the kingpin of this industry. The only thing that they're actually the kingpins of is data hosting in the cloud, and they're not even really the kings of that. They have a fierce rivalry with Amazon for that, and operating systems because they illegally killed everyone out of that industry. And people would be like, but Linux. I'm like, listen, no one no regular Joe is using
Android
Linux, and
is the biggest one, but
Steam Deck is never gonna grow past its audience if they can't get fucking Fortnite on it. I'm sorry, it's always going to be a niche thing if they can't get Fortnite and GTA and games that require anti-cheat that the developers don't want to support Linux on. But you're never going to get past the maybe 20 million. You're gonna have less sales than Xbox has at its worst, right? It just how it is. Because Because
to be fair, just to note on the dev kit thing, indies don't pay; it's free for them. So this is really only for big publishers, but whatever.
it's still there's plenty of publishers who like, especially in Japan, that don't have dev kits, and if you wanted to have them come and actually develop for your system, you've now made it more expensive for something that they already question if it's worth it anyways. Like, that's nonsense. Like, if there is one thing that you should be like underselling right now, it is your goddamn ability to have external vendors come in and sell things, because you take 30% off the top of those people for doing nothing. Like, it's insanity. I can't believe that these are the kinds of people that like lead companies. Like, it's mind-boggling to me that people as dense and uneducated in all of the things that they're trying to lead these massive companies in, you know, they're gonna do a couple things like, what's his name? Satya Nadella is an excellent leader of Microsoft in regards to cloud. He just was. He truly built Azure up and made it a actual global force. Yeah. But he has let Windows squalor. The Microsoft thing, he has let squalor. He and Amy Hood are making decisions for the Xbox brand, and they don't know what they don't know about that industry. And they're making these decisions and pushing things that have worked in other sectors of Microsoft onto them. And like, we've seen them kill things. Like, we saw them actively kill the Windows Phone. We saw them actively destroy the Nokia brand. We saw them kill the Windows Phone. We saw them kill Beam, you know, which was Mixer. Beam became Mixer when they bought it. We saw them kill Skype and turn it into like subpar Skype, which is Teams. We've seen them kill the HoloLens, right? So like, when I constantly say that, like, just because they've announced that AMD partnership with hardware doesn't mean hardware's ever coming. It doesn't, you know. And then you see they have to come out every month and say, oh, don't worry, hardware's still coming. It's like, well, yeah, of course you have to come out every month now and say it, because no one believes you, because you keep changing direction and shifting what's going on and telling half-truths, or sometimes just not the truth at all. Like when they said the dam wasn't about to burst when they released 4 games, and then within 3 months, 90% of games were coming, including games that were previously announced as exclusive, like Outer Worlds 2. It's just nonsense. There's no consumer trust. There's... thank God Bloomberg as an outlet is the one reporting on this 30%, because that means that like actual investors have to see this and actually have to question what's going on. And that's why I think that Jason Schreier's article was so expertly written, because it was written from a perspective of, hey, Microsoft's not actually looking at this industry right, and is not basing its financials in this industry based on what works in this industry. And that, and after what? Well, how much was ABK? Was it 60 billion, 70 billion? That doesn't matter.
It ended up being 72, I think, something like that. But
we're talking almost hundreds of billions of dollars that they spent on that. Investors might actually start to care a bit about this division, right? And might actually question, what are you doing, and why are people saying that you're doing it poorly? So there's a little bit of good that can come out of that, but like it's dark days for not just like the one thing they had, like Microsoft had 2 things left going into this year. They had Game Pass, which they ruined with the price hike, and they had their software lineup, which is not looking stable anymore after finding out that they have to hit 30% margins, which is ridiculous. So it's unfathomably stupid. The world is run by the dumbest motherfuckers, and I can't stand it.
Yeah. Did anyone have any Linux slander, by the way? Anyone had any slander?
I had a little bit.
You had a little bit?
Linux serves a great purpose in the IT industry for great, really cheap server appliances for stuff. We use it for monitoring all the time. But like it's not good for end users. Anyone who says it's good for end users, you are a moron.
Yeah.
Valve
They're
Steam
making
OS
strides, I'll
would
say
be
that.
good
They're
for
making
consumers if you
strides.
could actually play the biggest games on it. You can't, and it's not.
Yeah, they're making strides, but yeah, I mean, like the majority of gaming is written. If you're talking about gaming, it is definitely Windows is the best platform. But yeah, it's
Like I would never. In the same way to the average person that I actually wouldn't recommend an Android phone, I wouldn't recommend Linux to the average person. I love Android. You know, I tried to get my mother to switch at one point, but she just couldn't stand it. And so she's back on Apple, where everything is easy, and Windows is the easy OS.
it's funny. I find Apple so difficult to use.
I also
I
find
have
it so
Android
difficult
only.
to use because
Right,
there's
right,
like
I
no
don't
customization.
understand.
It's just like, what?
Yeah, it's just ugh.
It's like, how am I supposed to do this?
Yeah.
But like it's unfathomably stupid. What like they're just filling Windows with AI slop right now. Every announcement is more AI slop. The best thing that can happen to us right now
everywhere, right?
is the AI bubble bursts, and so, like the
that's
the
not
leadership
happening.
of Microsoft gets canned. That's the best thing that can happen right now. Genuinely, in general, that's probably the best thing. Like it will really hurt the economy with the AI bubble bursts. It will really hurt. But the AI bubble bursting will potentially be the best thing that can happen for all entertainment and creative avenues of expression.
It's unlikely, but and it's not just limited to this sector, right? Because
Yeah.
this is coming and it's going to disrupt everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very unlikely to go away.
So I don't think it's going to go away, but the .com era didn't go away, but when that bubble burst and the money fell through, right? And it was like, oh, there's actual limitations on what we can do. Like how many startups and things died during the .com bubble burst in the late 90s, early 2000s?
Like like 90+% or something like that.
Right.
It's a lot.
And that's I don't know that it'll be to that extinction level event, but like there's gonna come a point where the AI bubble bursts, and I think we're slowly approaching it, just looking at like how Meta is laying off a lot of their AI engineers right now.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I don't think it's
I think
going away, but
OpenAI
I
is here to
think it's
stay.
gonna be just like crypto during COVID, where people are gonna realize it's not the end all answer to everything. And like one of the best examples is a lot of like for gaming, a lot of like the one big thing that Microsoft's pushing is the Copilot for gaming, right? That you can hit a button and you can ask Copilot for help with the game, and it'll feed you advice, because it's basically scraping websites for guides and stuff like that, right? Well, if the traffic to those sites dies and no one's writing guides anymore, the AI has nothing to scrape. Like there are hard limitations to how these things work if people aren't feeding it new kinds of inputs. And that's going to be the true bursting of a bubble for AI, is when the inputs run dry because AI has burned the inputs.
Potentially,
But
but
that's my rant.
There's another path for that where they could have the games actually feed the AI directly, right? So
True,
the
they could.
entirety of the game is known by AI.
They could,
but
but
there's
that
a lot
would
more that could
require,
happen.
Microsoft could do that with its first party games, but who the fuck knows? Like, is EA gonna license its shit to do that? Because they're all gonna have their own data models. They're all gonna have their own. They're not all gonna
Yeah, and I
talk
think-
to each other, because that's giving your competition resources and value. And that's where the other part of the AI bubble is going to burst, is at least in the generational videos and pictures, because people, like, companies are starting to sue because their copyrights are getting infringed,
That is a whole other big topic, right? But
and that's gonna impact the potential value savings of Gen AI in development. Because I'm not actually against Gen AI being used in code. I use Gen AI, and I have for the last 5-6 years in creating wireless maps for wireless walkthroughs to figure out where to put access points in buildings, right? There's plenty of great uses for AI, and I'm not against it in coding to an extent. People need to review the code because it shits out bad shit a lot. But
Yeah, you do have to check.
you really have to review it. It's bad. But it can help you solve problems faster than not using it.
Well, there is that.
I dread the use of generative AI to generate any form of actual visual or audible artistic expression.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the new. Was it Sora? Is that what was the thing that?
The social media thing. It's
Yeah.
It is truly dystopian.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
But that's my rant.
So-
I like everything. Nothing looks good.
I think
Nothing
one
out of
thing you
Microsoft makes me
mentioned
excited.
Is something of interest is like, will there be pushback from a board or shareholder perspective? I don't know, and I hope there is, but I don't know, right? And we'll see. Like they have massive amounts of shareholders because it's literally the entire world.
Right.
Anybody who's invested is probably invested in Microsoft. So I hope there is some pushback, and there's some reevaluation of, hey, like, we want this to grow. It's better to have growth and a smaller percent profit. But we will see. I don't know. Will they get to that nitty-gritty level? I don't know if this has gone to the board or not yet. So
20% margins.
we'll see.
Well, so evidently this started in 23.
So before you go to that, let me read this super chat. Shout out to our good brother Floodzilla gives a $5 generous $5 donation. He says, with all due respect, Teams allowed me to facilitate family help desk calls twice today, so it definitely has its usefulness.
Skype was better. It already existed, and they killed it and took its corpse and put it into a subpar and shitified product.
They're different things, right? So Teams is intended for collaboration. It was really a Slack equivalent, right? It's not intended to be Skype. Skype was just more of a straight communications thing.
Slack is so much better. Hell, Discord is better as a product. Like, it's.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, I think we've exhausted the topics for tonight. I myself have to get going. And we finished, I think, in good time. Now it's 9 o'clock here in Chicago. So I want to thank again you all in the chat for coming through. Let's get out of here. Special thanks to our guests, of course. DotZ, I'll start with you, brother. Thanks again for coming through us and giving us your support and your thoughts. Appreciate your time. Tell the good folks where they may find you unless you don't want to be found. I know Hargeet doesn't want to be found sometimes. He's like, nah. Well, where can they find you, brother?
Yeah, again, thank you for having me for a second go around. Always a pleasure. Fun talking to y'all. You can find me pretty much DotZ RTS on any social media platform and DotZ R Us on any gaming platform. But yeah, no, again, really, truly, thank you for having me again. I'm glad I didn't talk as long about Warhammer this time, but I'm planning on expanding the game horizon now that I've caught up on Space Marine 2. So
perfect.
Maybe if you bring me on for a third time, I'll bring more interesting stuff from my my daily go arounds.
All right, I'm counting. I'm looking forward to it. And of course, the legend himself, Hargeet Chani. Hargeet, thanks again, brother, for coming through. I think this is about maybe your fourth time coming through for us here, if I'm not mistaken. About the fourth.
Like that, yeah.
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 Yeah, man. Thanks for coming through. It's been a while since we had a chance to talk, and but it's always great to hear your thoughts on everything. And you all killed it, by the way, on that last topic. I had nothing to give. I am drained of energy. I'm not feeling well. I'm like, let me sit back and let him, Crusader, and DotZ do their thing. And you all took it home. But yeah, brother, tell the good folks where they might find you. It won't be social media, but
Nope.
And what you'll be up to.
Yeah, so you can subscribe to my channel. It's Hargeet Chani1 on YouTube. I also wrote a book if you want to check it out, shop.chani.us. And then, yeah, I'll be on with C-Money and Doodle on, tomorrow now, 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. And we've moved my our podcast from Saturdays with Fonz. We moved it to Tuesdays, so 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, Fonz Gaming. I'll be on with Web Dave Sunday 7 p.m. 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Check that out. And with Boom 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time on Wednesdays, Double Barrel Gaming. Check that out.
Man, you're busy, man.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Everybody wants a piece of Hargeet. It's what the ladies say. Yeah, brother. Thanks
You're gonna
again.
go for a Sergeant Johnson reference there.
Yeah, you're right. And Crusader, my good brother, thank you for coming through doing your thing. Great handling of the news roundup and everything. As you just said, your second time doing it now. You're natural, man. You're natural. Tell the good folks where they can find you, brother, and what you'll be up to.
Yeah, you can find me at Crusader3456 on most things. I think Umbra actually did put my link tree in the whatchamacallit now on in the description. Yes, he did. That has links to like everywhere where I am. And I will be playing Outer Worlds 2 next week. You'll probably see me tweeting about the Halo announcements that are 99.99% sure coming tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. By the way, what's your thoughts on that? Do you think it's landing on PlayStation?
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
They need a 30% margin from all this stuff. Oh, PlayStation 100%.
Yeah.
The better question is it just going to be the CE remake tomorrow, or is it also going to be that standalone multiplayer?
I'm hoping to see
project?
both.
CE remake is not going to have multiplayer.
Yeah.
It might have co-op, but it's not going to have an actual multiplayer.
I saw Jeff Grubb's tweet, called it what Halo campaign evolved. So
it was yeah. So the other question is if it's coming to Switch 2 or not. That's the real question. It's in the PlayStation 5 is in the like Halo API right now. So like we know it's coming there, but there's nothing about Switch. So that's the bigger question.
Yeah. It's all, I guess. I'm excited to see it. I mean, I just want to see what it looks like. If it's just a campaign, I'm good with that too. I don't need it to have the multiplayer with it. I think we still have Infinite for that reason. But yeah. And of course, they'll be moving to the next game too. So
it sounds like they want to split the single player and the multiplayer and have like one multiplayer running game and they can release single player games more often and in different forms.
Yep.
And then the multiplayer just gets themed stuff based on the games that are coming out, which is fine. That probably for the best, because it means that like the multiplayer will remain fresh and stay updated, and then they can do whatever they want with a single player. Mm-hmm. And it's probably in this era probably best to untether them.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to it. That's tomorrow. You all keep an eye out for that. The Halo Championships series tomorrow, and I'm. What time would that be? I wonder. I didn't look.
I think the
1
thing
p.m.
should
Eastern,
be
I think.
1 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah,
okay, so
1
noon for me.
EDT.
I think that's it.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, either 1 or 2 EDT. I'm not sure which.
Okay, cool. So around noon for me, I'll be keeping an eye out. I want to see what's shown. But as far as myself, you guys can find me Infinite Umbra or Umbra Infinite on social media. You'll find me either way. Tuesday's the Xbox Factor with Boom. That's at 12 o'clock Eastern with myself, him, and Jamie Moran. And of course, here Thursdays back here with the fellas at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock my time for the Fix. So that's at 8 o'clock Eastern as well. Also, next month, hopefully Hargeet can return for this. I'm going to try to iron it out. Next month, I want to have a bunch of great creators come through for a bit of an evergreen topic, a bit outside of just general gaming talk. And we're gonna have the Keasantes, the Everborns, hopefully the Rands. Paris is signed up to come through, and Hargeet is likely to come through as well. Although Hargeet is busy, he's gonna be a busy man all throughout the rest of this year. So I want to get a good topic talk about that, and I hope all of you can come by and share that out and everything like that too. It should be a real good discussion. I'm going to iron out some really good questions Might have to talk with my brother Crusader here for some good topics as well to push out there for this. But that said, again, thank you all in the chat for being here. We're going to get out of here. You all go play some games. Enjoy some games. I mean, you got Ninja Gaiden 4 out there. Go play it. You got Keeper. Go play it. You got a ton of games in Game Pass right now out there. Go subscribe so we can appease Amy Hood and Microsoft with this 30% margin. We got to get ourselves together. You all have a good week. I'll talk to you guys later.